Hey guys, Demi here from Atlas Vibrations Spirituality, and I am here with your full supermoon and Aries collective update. And we're feeling a little bit just because Aries has its tendencies of being a little aggressive. Since it's a fire sign, it's masculine. It is ruled by Mars, the planet Mars, and the body part it rules is the head, along with in tarot the Emperor and the Tower. So there's two cards for that. First things first, though, this is happening on October 17th, and it is happening at 25 degrees of in Aries. And what that means is that the 25 degrees to the last 5 degrees in astrology, this talks about that shadow aspect. So you're going to see the shadow aspects of Aries, of aggression, maybe moving too fast or too quickly with your body, because Mars does rule that. So moving quickly. Sorry if you guys, speaking of fire, for some reason there's some fire engines going on, or moving their way through, and I feel bad for whoever whose house that is, so prayers of love and light to you guys. But shadow energy, so aggression, warrior-like energy, where we're constantly moving in that direction, ruthlessness, selfishness, and really not maybe being fully self-aware either, more being in our own mindsets and not thinking about any other people in the process. So it can be, the shadow energy can be pretty tough depending on where it's at, but it depends on where it's at in your chart, I would say. So for me, this is happening in my 7th house of romance and one-to-one relationships. So for me, for example, so the best way to move about this would be sitting within your own energy and saying, hey, this relationship isn't for me anymore. This relationship needs to come to an end. This relationship I want to keep. This relationship I'm not feeling I am seeing it. And for example, I'm seeing that there's a couple people or a group of people that I noticed that I like them more than they like me. And, don't get me wrong, there's no hate, there's no aggression, and maybe I felt very angry in that process of realizing, and I did, and I got really angry because I was wow, I felt like I was forgotten about, and I would never forget about these people. I'm a very giving and loving person, I think, for the most part, but I can also be a really mean a-hole, too. So we all have those sides to us, but particularly with Aries, so this is what you would do in this process depending on where it's at in your chart. Now, for those of you that are new to me, or you guys have been watching me for a little while, thank you for your love and support as always. And I did release my astrology chart reading, so if you need to know your rising sign, all those things, please make sure you have your birthday and book a read with me. And it's in the bio within the link, so you guys can figure that out. And so this is important too, because we are being brought back to, the key thing is being self-aware and coming back to ourselves. Aries is all about self-awareness. What are we fighting for? What are we living for? It rules the soul. This is me personally. And it rules the relationship with yourself and your body movements. Now, I find it, for me, I thought I was crazy because, once again, I'm trying to learn not to gaslight myself all the time. I was why am I moving so much? Why do I need to move my body more? Aries and Mars, it rules physical movements, it rules sex, it rules the passionate parts of that fiery energy, that part of us that gets really going, and what we need to be really passionate and aggressive about. And so this is a mass culmination of who we are in regard to who we are as a person. Now, listen to me what I'm telling you about who you are. Your rising sign, because in astrology that would be your first house, right? That's once it's ruled by Aries. And so this is your soul. This is how you came into your body. This is who you're meant to embody as you move forward. So I have Virgo as my 25 degrees, or no, 27 degrees or 28 degrees in Virgo. So all that shadow energy I talked about. So I am meant to be somebody in this lifetime, and how I'm moving forward. And the best way for me to be who I am in my soul and who I am is in my appearance, because this rules appearances as well. this is who I am meant to be. I am meant to be analytical. I'm meant to be somebody who's mentally minded, somebody who's a problem solver, somebody who is very healing and likes to be alone. Like, I'm learning that I need to do my own things. And so I'm always making lists. I'm always analyzing things. I'm always organizing things. That is Virgo energy. It doesn't help that the nodes have shifted, but hey, sidetrack story a little bit. But this is what Aries is, your appearance, what you're passionate about, what your drive is. And so we really need to become and learning that we need to be more self-aware, putting more of this into who we are. And this is where this is a massive awakening for us, and we've had the nodes in Aries and Libra for like the past year and a half. So it's important because you're probably seeing a culmination of these things, even though it's not an eclipse. But it's also important to keep in mind that who we are as people affects our relationships, with Libra being its opposite, right? Libra rules our one-to-one relationships, our romance, the romance in life. Like, it's funny, like Mars rules Aries, Venus rules Libra. So it's about this masculine and feminine energy. And so aggression, self-awareness, passion, drive, and I keep talking about it, but feel it. This is the key thing that we need to be reminded of, is we need to feel it. And so who are you? How do you want to look? And even for me, I'm realizing, I was like, which is funny because I just felt it, right? And I was like, I normally don't wear like rings to work, or like I don't like to wear a lot of jewelry. Like, I only wear it if I'm going out. But I said I want to be more like, I'll be a little bit more like, I don't know, showy. Like, I want to dress up a little bit more. I want to start doing my makeup a little bit more from like being from COVID, and I want to show this more in my appearance. I also like, even in romance and my relationships. So me changing who I am is also going to change those outer relationships. So I want you guys to keep that in mind. So I hope that you guys got the gist of that and can understand and feel that wherever it is and in your chart, and move forward with that. And so we got lucky today. The Roman god of war, Aries, has come through, and he wants to remind us, though, that Aries is the warrior-like energy. And we need to fight for peace, because this sign does rule war. And this is something that we need to keep in mind, because once again, war is very physical, and wants us to take a higher stance, because he's even saying to me now that war starts with us within. We get angry, we're the ones that initiate and bring this into life. So if we look at ourselves, and he says, what are you fighting for peace for? What is this aspect of your soul that you've come in to live for? Whether he's saying regardless of your rising sign or not, right? It's all about, what are you fighting for? What are you fighting for when it comes to your peace, and what do you want to initially, the purpose, I should say. So he says sometimes it's like not a literal war, but always to remind us that this is deep, that war has its casualties, sacrifices. You have to make a plan sometimes to get where you want to go. There's always a warrior or champion. There's always conquerors. There's always loss. There's always tragedy. And that's the last thing that he wants to leave us with, is like, what is your soul fighting for? And we have to choose the higher frequency of love, and understanding that we are all fighting for something in life, but it doesn't have to be physical. We don't have to show violence all the time. We don't have to show that there's this fight all the time, and show that aggression, and show the dominance, and show that masculine energy. I think that's important, because how are you going to find peace? And don't get me wrong, like, and it's really interesting that this is coming up now, because I've been telling other people, like, I feel like I'm fighting for something. I feel like that, I need to fight for certain things. And I've been told that, I'm in for the fight of my life if I continue to make the changes that I'm making, because it's a lot of change. So it's just something to keep in mind when you're making these decisions, coming to these cycles of completion. And I have time to pull some cards, so I'll pull a couple for us, or see whatever comes out. Spirit's advice to us right now in regards to this, on how we can move forward in this full moon, is the High Priestess. So for some of you guys, I'm feeling like, you guys have been watching me for a little while, and you're taking in what I'm telling you. And like, maybe some of you are going to take notes or write down, do journaling prompts, but I'm paying attention to the pomegranate in the High Priestess here. And what this is telling me is this is something where pomegranate, some people believe in Adam and Eve's story that it wasn't an apple that was taken from the tree, it was actually a pomegranate, because pomegranates are known for giving life. This is something that was known for being like really fruitful in life and beyond the abundance and whatnot. And it happens, they come into season, I believe, in the fall time, like summer end to fall, so kind of like a Virgo season kind of thing. But once again, some of us need to open up our heart space and trust our subconscious. I feel that some of you guys are feeling, and even me, like it's really hard to waver between these two parts of ourselves, because a lot of us are upgrading, a lot of us are moving into the 4D, new earthly energies, and it's very tough because we need to open up our heart space, be more, I'm hearing masculine and some like feminine, and they're asking me to share very quickly about my healing process. And so, long story short, guys, is like I've been struggling over the last few weeks with dealing with change, and it's not all bad, but I did this read that I'm thinking about releasing from a Alana Fairchild, I think that's her name, deck, and it's not the Cleopatra one, the Isis Oracle, and there's a read in there. And long story short is I was learning that I was learning like in my own feminine energy, being that I wanted something, that I needed something. This and then I realized that I was like fighting, like literally I was like getting pissed off at people because I was like, you're overstepping my boundaries. You're doing this, like you're pissing me off, and I began to honestly protect myself. And that is that full balance of masculine and feminine energy. Some of you guys are upgrading or uplifting and awakening to this and seeing that, you can be both, and that is what that truly means. Not to be spiritual, but to realize that there is that true balance. So going into the subconscious, seeing how you feel, fighting for what it is that you feel that needs to be protected within you, because this is something that's been big coming up, and I don't know why, and it might be part of this supermoon, is the masculine energy and its role. And I could do a whole other video on this, and I'll write it down as an idea for those of you that would like to see it. Just put in the comment box below, that would be great. I always love to see what kind of content you guys like. But yeah, that's key with that. And some of you do need to go and get a read. Like if you need guidance or you need help with your spiritual practices, please find a good teacher or a good practitioner to help you as you move through the phases. Some of you are awakening to realize you want to be doing witchcraft. Some of you are realizing you want to move in phases with the moon and being more in phases with the earth and its cycles. Best practical action, like physical action for us to take in regard to the supermoon, is the Two of Wands. So some of you guys have manifestations or you have big dreams. I see Sagittarius energy, sun, moon, or rising. And for some of you, you're really comfortable in your home and you're looking to expand your horizon. But this is the key thing, is make your decision wisely. Don't be impulsive. This is also a part of Aries energy too, where fire's very impulsive. They act on things and they do shit, and like don't think about the repercussions before they do it. And so this is really big, because some of you guys have big plans. Some of you guys are also procrastinating on these big plans, but because this is in the upright position, it means that the energy is fluid. So this means that it's in its light side, it's how it's not supposed to be, but it's moving forward. And so this is a really great place to be, because spirit really wants you to make your decisions, move out of the comfort zone a little bit. Some of you guys are looking to travel, maybe move to do different things, but it's just not the right time yet. And I feel like a heavy Eight of Wands reversal energy, being that there's procrastination and things, because it's just not ready. Like by time, if you might miss your opportunity. I'm hearing for some that if you tried to move quicker or you tried to do this quickly, it's just not ready. So, but it's important to sit and make your decisions and think about things and feel if it's the right fit for you, instead of just lunging impulsively. And I definitely needed that that advice. So yes, so this is what I have for you guys, and until next time, my friends, namaste.